Hey and welcome. I'm Hammeh. Something a bit different today as it's E3 2017 time and there's some awesome new story and lore-centric games potentially being announced, and one of them is from one of my favourite game studios. If you're an Overwatch fan, do give this a go and let me know what you think. Your usual Overwatch videos will be back tomorrow as always, never you fear. Anthem was just announced yesterday at EA's conference, and its gameplay trailer has just been shown at the Xbox conference just now, although it's worth noting that it has not been confirmed as being platform exclusive, so I'm guessing this is going to be on Xbox, PlayStation and PC most importantly. New out of E3 2017 and Bioware Edmonton, the home of the original Mass Effect and Dragon Age, and it's this original Bioware studio, not some of the newer ones, that will be working on this game. I love story games and I'm hoping that Bioware Edmonton will make this awesome, so here's a news roundup of all we know about Anthem so far, as well as some analysis of the gameplay trailer and what story it might contain therein. Firstly, if you missed the announce, a quick summary of what Anthem is. It's going to be a shared world action RPG, certainly with echoes of Destiny, Titanfall and perhaps Crysis, with a little bit of Jurassic Park thrown in. We're going to be exploring a place apparently we've never seen in a time we've never known. A vast, dangerous, beautiful and unexpected world. Freelancers, the people we play as, are the bold few with the courage to leave civilization behind and explore outside the wall that protects us, a landscape of primeval beauty. This game has been in development for originally around 5 years. Since 2012, it's a new game out of Bioware Edmonton, which is where the original, as I said, Bioware Mass Effect and Dragon Age came from. Not the team in most part in recent years that's been working on games such as Star Wars The Old Republic, or indeed Mass Effect Andromeda, that came out of Bioware Montreal mostly. That poor project had some of its own challenges, although I still love the game. For you Bioware historians or fans, Casey Hudson, one of the producers and senior people on the original Mass Effect trilogy, as well as project director of Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic, started this new team years ago at Bioware Edmonton with the codename of Dylan. The goal was apparently to make the Bob Dylan of video games, and the Bioware team have referred to this in teasers ever since. Hudson left Bioware to pursue other projects at Microsoft in 2014, but the team at Edmonton continued working on this game. It's currently down to release autumn or fall 2018 according to EA's social platforms. At EA's own conference at E3 2017 just the other day, we were introduced to a short trailer showing us teasers of the world of Anthem, including the wall outside what's presumably Fort Tarsis, a storm that we're introduced to in the gameplay trailer, as well as the native flora and fauna of the world, and potentially our protagonist freelancers. In the gameplay trailer itself that was at the Microsoft showcase today, we're instantly shown a bazaar of what is probably Fort Tarsis. The place is thriving with merchants and people who are presumably freelancers like ourselves. Something that dominates the skyline is this huge walker that I'm going to call a hammerhead because that's what its head looks like. I'm not going to go for AT-AT, with this logo on. Now the logo you can see on the leg is the very same logo that game director John Warner actually shared on his Twitter yesterday, so who knows what this faction or logo represents? The little stories and mysteries begin. We're approached by someone called Praxley. He calls us a freelancer and actually asks us to do a job for him, and this whole gameplay trailer is showing two people teaming up to go and do a little quest. Our heroes leave the safety of Fort Tarsis after preparing, and we're shown two different suits or javelins. These exosuits are the things that we'll be controlling in the game, and they give players superhuman abilities. The two that we're shown are our protagonist that we see in the foreground. We're playing as the Ranger, which is a balanced, flexible class. The Colossus, our teammate, which apparently is fitted with a mortar, is a tank type class or character, and these are meant to be very, very customisable, both in terms of aesthetics and loadouts and more. As Anthem is an open world, we're shown this huge parachuting style drop sequence where we jump from the safety of Fort Tarsis out into the open world. Dynamic generation of encounters and fights is highlighted by this huge creature attacking several smaller creatures. We've seen these in the teaser trailer. Now, the party says that this is a fight for the other day, so presumably you can avoid some of these encounters. As our party moves towards its goal, we're shown different kinds of movement, the sort of boost style movement of our javelin suits, and then a beautiful sequence where we actually go underwater and a new zone is shown, so presumably there might be underwater levels or areas of this world we can explore, fight in, just the same as we do above ground. Coming out under an archway out of the water section, we're shown a faction referred to as the Scar, and we see these later in the trailer as well. Now our Ranger's shotgun as well as our Colossus quickly dispatch this group of people before we come to something called a Scar ambush. Another hammerhead tank that we see falls in the foreground, just like the one I think we saw in Fort Tarsis. As our Ranger assesses the situation, we're told that these are Scar and also that they have one heavy unit. The Colossus actually opens up with his single mortar, which we see to be a weapon or ability that requires one big projectile blowing out most of the Scar in front of us. However, more start coming in. The Colossus moves to the front of the action to start tanking it, and our ranger starts locking on what appears to be a multiple cluster mortar, unleashing a hail of fire, taking out several Scar and pretty much the entire group. We then see a little insight into not only the drop system and how that will work, but also the different kinds of stats that weapons and maybe, who knows, our javelins will have in Anthem. We're shown a Volt rifle called Jara's Wrath. It has damage, accuracy, range, rate of fire and ammo as the stats we're going to be concerned about in Anthem's loot. Coming to the end of this trailer, we were told by the commentary that Shaper Storms are large-scale world events. These are dynamic, and it was interesting to show not only what these could be, but also how the social system might work in Anthem. We were shown being a group of 2, and then 2 other team members could beam in pretty quickly and just join our group to immediately go and do this. I'm going to presume it's an instance event. It seems we might zone out when dive into the storm as all of our characters start flying towards the white. Now, this is a pretty important feature. It was something that was missing in the original Destiny in terms of being able to group up with people in game easily if they weren't already on your friends list, so it's good to see that this kind of thing, hopefully if it's not just people on your friends list, is present in Anthem. So what do you think of Anthem? Do you think it'll have the legs to go up against Destiny 2, given that it's probably going to be releasing sometime in 2018? And as for the lore and story, what will we discover? I'd love a big open world that we can discover pieces and fragments of lore and story in, and here's hoping that Bioware, who have written some great stories of games that I've really loved in the past, will come together for this one. Thanks for tuning in. If you like this vid, please do throw a like, subscribe, comment with how you feel the game looks, and do let me know if you'd like to see more on Anthem as the game develops, whether it's here or on a new or different channel in the comments. My channel is based around Overwatch lore, stories, voice lines and interactions as well, so please do check out my latest videos and best playlists if you're new to the channel in these links below. If you're a regular Overwatch watcher, don't fear, Overwatch videos will be back tomorrow, are the core of this channel and aren't going anywhere. Cheers for tuning in. I've been Hammeh. Take it easy, freelancers.